let me copy this. Okay. Let me click copy, and I go to page 7. Let me place it there. Okay, that is it. Now it comes up now, isn't it? Okay, now let me close it. Assume it doesn't come up, and you want to synchronize the slicers. You want to merge them together. You want them to be the same thing. Now, when I click on quarter 1 here, when I go to page 1, you can see quarter 3 is what is selected. Okay, now, so when we go to the view menu, so we'll go to the view menu. I go to synchronize slicer. So let me go back to the page here. Well, when I click on synchronize slicer, it brings out the synchronize slicer pane. Now I can synchronize the slicer here. Now I select this particular slicer now. This particular slicer is on page 7. Now it's telling me that the slicer is on page 7. Also, the slicer is also on page 1. Now this part of the eyes tells you that the slicer is visible. If I uncheck this now, you can see the slicer is no longer visible. Are you with me?
Yes.
So when I uncheck this and go to page 1, it hides the slicer. The slicer is no longer visible here. So let me go back to page 7 and let me bring up the slicer. So let me click on it and make it visible. Now, page 1, this is to synchronized. Page 1, the slicer is already clicked here. Once I click on page 7, now recall I selected the slicer first before I click on page 7. So now I've synchronized the slicer in page 1, on page 1 and on page 7. So both slides are now synchronized. So when I click on quarter 2, I click, or you can see quarter 2 is already selected here. I click on quarter 3. Is already selected here. So that's how to synchronize slicer in that's how to synchronize the slicer. Then this is a filter pane to bring it out, to bring it on. Now this bookmarks. Bookmarks works differently. There's a way bookmark works. Let me delete all this. Let me see if it's going to work here. Okay, I have this visualization here. Okay, I have this 2 visualization here. Okay, let me see. $283, $499. $283, $499. Okay, are you with me now?
Yes, I'm in.
Okay, fine. Okay, this is the slicer. Okay, fine. I have this 2 slicer. Let's see how the bookmarks work. Now I click on bookmarks. Bookmarks, it comes up here. Are you with me?
Yes,
So
yes.
I go to the insert menu. I can pick on shape, or I can pick on button. And I can pick on blank button. Okay, now this is a blank button. Let me copy and duplicate that and paste. So now I have 2 blanks button. Okay, on this blank button, I select on this blank button. I come to style. Let me write on that blank button. I on the text. Now, this is a table. Let me just call that table, but that's matrix. Okay, let me call it matrix. Okay, that's a matrix. Okay. Then this other one is the bar chart or cluster bar chart, whatever is the name. Okay, let's just call that the bar chart. Okay, now I want to do something here. So once I click on this, okay, let me go to view and let me go to selection. Selection will display all the visualization I have on this particular page. Now you can see I have a button here. Well, when I click on this button, you can see this button is being selected. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So when I click on this button is being selected. When I click on this,
Oh, okay.
this is selected. When I click on table, the table is selected. So I click on this button, I can right click on this button, or I can double click on that button. Let me double click on it, and then I'm going to give it a name. Let me click on that. Okay, this is bar chart. So let me double click and type the bar chart just for ease of identification. Okay, this other one is the matrix. So let's call that the matrix. Okay, enter. Now, this is how this works. Now I click on this. This is my batch, that's my table. And I don't want this visualization, that is the bar chart here. You know, this is for the bar chart. This is for the bar chart, isn't it? Now this is the bar chart and this is the table. So when I click on the table, if I don't want this bar chart, I want this bar chart to be hidden. I clicked on that. I click on that I button because see hide and show. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So I click on that to hide it and I click on add bookmarks. Now in this add bookmarks, I can click on this ellipsis button. I can do a lot of things there. Okay, I can click on rename. Now I can rename that to table and hit enter. Okay, let me click outside there. Let me bring up this. Now I select, now I'm selecting the bar chart now. I want to hide this. Then I click on add button and this is the chart. Okay? That is the chart. The chart. Okay, that's the chart. That's the bar chart. Okay, enter. So let me click outside now and let me remove this. So once I click on this, once I click on the table, sorry, the table will show, but the chart is hidden. Are you with me?
Yeah, I'm in.
When I click on the bar chart shows the other one is hidden. So now what I'm going to do, I'll now work with my buttons now. This is a chart that is showing. Now this is matrix. I'm going to click on matrix and I go to my action button here. I click on this. Then when I click on that, that is button, I go to bookmarks because I'm dealing with bookmarks. Now, this matrix is for the table. So this bookmarks table, I click and I select table. That's for the bookmarks table. Okay, then I'm going to click this. When I click that, let me on the action button. I'm going to the bookmarks again. This is the bookmarks. This is for bar charts. I'm going to select bookmarks. Then for the bookmarks, I'm going to select now charts. Do you get me now? So now, if I want to work with this, once I click on matrix, I'm going to click my control, click matrix console. I'm going to click my control bar chart. This other one comes up. So what is the beauty of this? Let me click outside and remove this. The beauty of this is that I can instead of creating multiple pages, I can just overlap these two. And what the user do, once I click on bar chart on matrix, because now you can see the matrix is hidden, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So once I click on matrix, the matrix comes up. Once I click on bar charts, the bar chart comes up. So
Okay, instead of having everything displayed on the canvas at once.
instead of having multiple pages, like I create
Instead
a
of having
visualization
yeah,
here.
instead of having multiple pages, yeah, you can
Yeah,
just
you can
create
just click on top of each other.
buttons and links that yeah.
Yeah, on top of each other. That's the beauty of it. So now you can now start all what I taught you about this, can start applying it there. You go to the style, that's the default. You can add a color to that.
Mm-hmm.
Now add a color to the icon and all those things that we did the other time. Add a color to it. Okay, and all those things you can, okay, when you over the mouse to it, um, you can give it a color. Let's say this color. So the moment I over my mouse to it, you can see the color that is coming. So all those formatting I did, you can do that. Now I'm using just 2 buttons. At times, some people make use of 4 buttons. They bring this button and put on top of each other. So once they put a button on top of each other, that means you have to, while you are hiding the chart, you have to hide the button as well
Mm-hmm.
before you create the bookmarks. So that's the function of these bookmarks. That's how the bookmark works. And the selection displays every visualization on your selection pane. So did you get that?
Okay. Yeah, but not fully. But trust me, let me just note it.
Okay.
We'll go over it once more. But let's not waste time on it. I
Okay,
would like to practicalize it with
now
one of
let's
the pages we opened.
okay, now let's see optimization. Okay, let me close all this. Go to view. You can see all these are selected. Click on to unselect, click to unselect, back to my page. Okay, now let's see optimization. Now this visuals, pause visuals queries to make multiple edits fast without waiting for visuals to load. Okay. Now this when you query in visuals, let me see. Resume visual query. Okay, how does this works? I'm clicking this, can use to post. Uh, this thing is faster. It helps to use it to post when you query a particular visuals, you use it to um, post the visual. Don't worry, we'll come across it later. Now this is to refresh
Mm.
all your visuals. It
Okay.
refreshes this visual. Now, optimization presets. All this query reduction, it helps to reduce the number of query that goes to your visualization. How am I going to explain this? Don't worry, when we'll be treating the other part of the exam, this thing, well,
Mm-hmm.
we are going to touch this query reduction there.
Okay, because I'm sure questions will there will be a few questions that would
Yeah, the question on that, I think question should come on
mhm.
this, all this aspect.
So
Now,
it will now use the question to tackle the major use of it.
yeah. So
Yeah, that's it.
now
Mhm.
let's look performance analyzer. Now, this is how performance analyzer works. Now, I have many visualization on this.
Mhm.
I have many visualization here. So when I
Mhm.
click on any of this, I have many visualization on this page. When I click on this and the month is not coming up. Okay, when I click on, for instance, quarter one, now you can see that instantaneously, you can see the visualization quickly display the results. Are you with me?
Come again. Do it again, please.
When I click on quarter one, You can see
Mm-hmm.
it quickly it displays the results. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now let me click on this. Click on this. Okay, fine. So let me click on quarter 1. Now you can see it's faster. Now, what this performance analyzer, it helps you to check how long it takes your query, your visualization to load when it's being
Mm-hmm.
queried.
Mm-hmm.
So when I click on
Mm-hmm.
performance analyzer, now you can see performance analyzer start recording. But when I click on start recording, now you can see interactive recording starts. Okay, now let me click on like quarter 1. Now you can see quarter 1 is telling me for this particular slicer, for instance, some of cost of goods sold by country. Now this particular visualization now is telling me how many seconds it takes for this particular visualization to load. Okay, for this one, for this shape now. Okay, now I have this shape now. Now I have for this particular shape now, I have this visual, I have visual display, I have others. Now, for the particular shape, now this shape here, there's a shape here before we place all that there. Now this blue, this thing is a shape. It tells me how long it takes to display these particular visuals. Then for the sum of sales by country, sum of sales by country, these particular visuals here, okay, that wasn't recorded. Now for the button, it recorded the button, the slicer, it recorded the slicer. Now that is for this slicer. It recorded the slicer. Let me pick another visualization so that we can really work on that. Let me refresh. Okay, now let's start recording. Let me click this. Okay, let me bring Power BI workbook up. This one is very fast. Let me bring another Power BI workbook. So there's something here. Uh, okay, let me still check for another visualization. Oh God. All the visualization I'm just bringing there is nothing there. Let me check for another one. All the Power BI this I'm bringing up. Let me bring another. Mm. Uh, Hello, sir. Are you still there?
I'm here. I'm here. I'm looking at
Okay.
the screen.
Sorry, I'm still trying to see. I don't have any Power
Yeah,
BI.
it's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
I
No
don't have
problem.
any Power BI visualization on my system. Okay, let's manage this. Okay, let's look at it. Okay, how does this works now? Let me just click this for instance. Now you can see I clicked one visualization, it filters the other one. Are you with me?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yeah.
now this is multi-row card. It's telling me how long does this one brings out the results. It gives me the number of milliseconds, that is 660.
Microsecond. That's micro.
Sorry, my microseconds, sorry. It gives me the number of the microseconds. It brings out results. Now, that's the number of how long it takes to filter. Now, for this average of total victim, average of fatality, I think that is this one. It gives me the
Mm-hmm.
number of the microseconds. And this is a metrics. Where is the metrics table? I have metrics here. I have table here. Okay, and this is table. Now, table, it displays the number it takes for this table to filter to give you results. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So by this, you will know if your data set or visualization is slow to load, if it takes longer to load. So if it takes longer to load, that means you have to work on your visualization. Probably you have to
Mm-hmm.
remove something
Maybe
like
they are too
redundant
clumsy
column.
or
Yeah.
something.
So you have to remove redundant column, or you have to remove some things that will make your Power BI
Yeah, you
to the
don't things
light.
that are not needed for the
Yeah.
for the.
For the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
report, just to make it to be the size to be small, to be smaller.
Yeah. You just troubleshoot
Yeah,
and reduce the size of the data.
better. So now you can once you can click on stop, or you want to refresh again and rerun it. Once you refresh again and rerun it, it gives you that you can see the number of microseconds, sorry, for
Mm-hmm.
this. Then if you want to stop, you click on stop. That stops it. Also, you can even use
Mm-hmm.
a filter. Okay, like this case, I have a filter here. I can start recording using a filter. Now I can start recording here, and I click on filter. Okay, it also gives me the output for this. Excuse me.
No worries.
Let me clear this. So it has mixed it up with the other one. So um, let me stop. Start recording. Okay, let me click on this. Now you can see it gives me, I have a lot of slicer here. It gives me how other slicer have been affected by this slicer. You know, the slicer interacts with each other. I've shown you,
Mm-hmm.
I showed you how to separate their interaction. So
Mm-hmm.
it also shows how it affects the number of microseconds, excuse me, it uses to, it will load. So from this, you know how to work on your report. This is the help. You have a lot of help here, a lot of help. But from here, you can go to your, can join the community group. You can do a lot of things. These are external tools, though. You can connect to
I
down.
don't have external tools. I
Yeah,
only have from I only have help format this and I don't have external tools.
that means this new Power BI doesn't have it. So this is a format. This format works.
Okay, so you're still using the old one.
Yeah, I'm still using it. I didn't download it.
You need to upgrade. Sometimes if you upgrade some softwares, it's always difficult. They usually remove some.
Yeah, they either you do something and
Uh,
some
so,
they also embed it with into other this thing. And
yeah,